Live from the studios of NBC 12 and ABC 25, this is First Coast News at 5:30.
We're facing a catastrophe that we haven't faced before.
There's a man hanging onto a pole, and he's yelling for help.
And every time I dialed 911, it automatically hung up.
What's next for you?
Try to reach higher ground. Waiting for my husband and trying to get to higher ground, whatever we need to do.
This is, I don't even have words to say. I don't know. I never expected to be in this situation. So I don't know. I'm just thankful to God that they're getting the people out and that we're alive.
I don't care if it's just an RV trailer. Wherever you make your home is your home. And nobody wants to leave their home.
Start over. However that's going to happen, whatever's left. Let's have to pick up the pieces and start over again.
It hit some scary moments, but we're survivors. We've gotten through this, and we will live to fight another day.
So many images coming from Houston after torrential rains from Hurricane Harvey, and unfortunately, that heavy rainfall is not over tonight.
But one thing that really has been a constant in Houston during this trying time is the community coming together as one to help all of those in need, all of those millions of people impacted. And tonight, First Coast News is teaming up with the Salvation Army to help those who have been devastated by Harvey. We have a phone bank going on right now, and if you would like to donate, you can call 904-632-1200, or you can text the word STORM to 51555. And tonight, water levels, unfortunately, are continuing to rise in the already submerged Houston.
More than 1,000 rescues in the wake of Hurricane Harvey, and in 24 hours since Sunday night, more than 20 inches of rain have fallen on areas near Houston, the country's fourth largest city.
Jay Gray reports tonight from Houston with the latest there.
The rain here just won't stop.
The people who have lived here 25, 30, 40 years haven't seen anything like this.
Water swallowing entire neighborhoods, forcing its way into homes.
This was more than we can imagine.
And more than many can bear.
The rescue people came and took us to what was here.
Some areas have already taken on more than 20 inches of rain, and before it's over, that number could double.
This is a landmark event. We have not seen an event like this.
Every member of the Texas National Guard has been deployed, joined by state and local law enforcement, federal agents, and a volunteer Navy, all scrambling to pull thousands to higher ground.
We are still involved in the search and rescue process.
Using every available asset, Coast Guard choppers, boats, even flatbed trucks.
It's over 5 feet in our house. We barely made it out. I'm just so grateful that they came.
And the effort is far from over.
It's still a very dangerous situation out there. We're expecting more rain.
Rescue teams like the nation's fourth largest city now stretched to their limits, but still delivering survivors to safety and shelters, giving literally everything they can.
Thank you.
And everything is exactly what they need right now. Jay Gray, NBC News, Houston.
I'm still trying to wrap my head around all that. And we talked about 20 inches, and in many places, it's much more than that.
A lot more. And you just see the rain continuing to come and the water levels continuing to rise.
It's amazing. You know, since the days of digital radar, in addition to everybody's different rain gauges, the radar records every rain everywhere. And there's a graph that the computer uses, and it maxes out at 25 inches. And literally, when you look at Galveston to Houston, all you see is that color. It is phenomenal. Unfortunately, in a tragic way, as we have seen, and it's still coming down. So once again, another, hesitate to say band, another cluster of downpour spreading back over the Houston, Galveston, Beaumont, Port Arthur area. We'll take a closer look at that in a bit, but we have a lot to cover, so let's cover initially the numbers. So Harvey, you may have heard, has headed back to the coast. That's part of the forecast because so much dry air has been pulled in from the desert and mountain region of Mexico. That's good news. We do not think Harvey is going to regenerate into a hurricane. So we don't think winds will be any worse than about 45 to 55 miles per hour. I would say the unfortunate part is that Harvey continues to go as forecast. Last Wednesday, the Hurricane Center, in addition to the storm surge and the winds, that it looked like Harvey was going to stall over southeastern Texas and that after 5 days, rainfall totals would top 40 inches. Here we are, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, now 4 days into it, and some of the rainfall totals between Galveston and Houston are now topping 35 inches. So it looks like they're going to top 40, maybe go to 50 inches. More on that in a bit. Let's talk about our own system. Remember, we also watched this all last week. Came also across the coast of Africa, did not become organized, thankfully, down over the Bahamas, South Florida, the Bahamas, and there it is over the eastern Gulf of Mexico, came over us this weekend. That was our nor'easter. Now the question is, will the nor'easter will it have a name or not? That's a problem for the Carolinas. The good news for us, that is headed away from us. If you just want to see quiet summer hot weather, it's on the return. We'll take a closer look in just a few minutes.
Tim, thank you. Trapped by rising water inside their homes, many people in Houston turned to social media to plead for help, but emergency responders urged those in danger to call 911 instead of using Twitter or Facebook. Tonight, our Juliet Dreyer is looking into how local agencies on our First Coast use social media in emergencies and what you should do if you find yourself ever trapped in floodwater.
Desperation squeezed into 140 characters. A family waiting on the roof. An infant among 5 children awaiting rescue. A Houstonian trapped in a flooded home for 8 hours. And this now viral photo of a flooded nursing home outside Houston. They were later rescued. The numbers released by Houston officials Monday are staggering. Houston police say 2,000 people have already been rescued. The city's 911 system has received 75,000 calls since Harvey hit. That's according to the administration manager for the Houston Emergency Center. As the system flooded with calls, many people posted cries for help on social media, even as local law enforcement urged people to call 911 and stay on the line until they made a report. Still, Houston's police chief Art Acevedo appeared to respond to some reports on Twitter, acknowledging they had been received. Here in Jacksonville, social media accounts for JSO bear a similar warning. This Facebook page should not be used for emergencies. 911 for emergencies. JSO released a statement to First Coast News saying, quote, all social media accounts have on them they are not monitored 24/7 because they are not and should not be utilized for emergency situations or situations needing a police response. But the statement goes on to say in times of crisis, like during hurricanes, JSO's social media pages are up and running 24/7. It says, quote, just like 911, social media gets inundated with hundreds of messages coming in at one time. We try our best to respond in those situations, but it is not guaranteed. During Hurricane Matthew, a JSO spokesperson says they had a 24/7 social media presence for about 3.5 days. During that time, they had more than 19,000 interactions with the public. Still, JSO cautions social media reports can never be guaranteed and should not be expected. All emergency reports should go to 911, which is staffed by JSO. Juliet Dreyer, First Coast News.
Juliet, thanks. And people in huge numbers, as you can imagine, are asking how they can help. Houston Mayor Sylvester Turner has established the Hurricane Harvey Relief Fund. Now, this fund will accept tax-deductible flood relief donations. You can donate by using your credit card, check, or money order, or even wire cash. The information to donate is on our website, firstcoastnews.com.
And we have all the information on the storm, how you can help, right there on the First Coast News app, as well as our website. And right now, we are teaming up with the Salvation Army, hosting a phone bank. So we urge you to call in to 632-1200 and donate whatever you can to help go to those impacted by this storm.
And you know what? The phones have been ringing to see how generous people are, because we all know something like this could happen here. Maybe not as catastrophic, but still pretty severe. So we hope we get through hurricane season okay, but I know we have a heart for those folks in Texas. We're going to take a break and we'll be right back.